So hello and welcome to this Adobe After Effects tutorial. Today we are going to create this simple animation, and right now you can see what we are going to be doing. And in this tutorial I am going to show you parenting, I am going to show you null objects, how you can separate dimension on the positions and so on. And one thing that I want to say is that I also created the same tutorial or very similar tutorial in Adobe Animate as a HTML5 animated banner, and I'm going to put that in the description. But in this tutorial we are going to go with the After Effects, and right now we can start. Alright, so right now I'm on the site Freepik and I'm going to put the link in the description, and I'm also going to provide you the Illustrator file that we are going to very quickly create right now. So if you want to skip this part, you can go directly to the Adobe After Effects. But yeah, all you need to do is click download, then go with the pre-download and just save this. I will hit cancel because I already saved this, and one thing that I want to mention is that if you want to use this commercially, you will have to attribute the author or go premium on the Freepik, but it's very cheap. But yeah, now I will go to the place where I have the zip file, and I'm going to right click and I'm going to choose extract here. And I'm going to double click on the AI or on the EPUB file, and it is going to open me this in the Adobe Illustrator. If you are going to have some issue, you can just drag it to the Adobe Illustrator when you are going to open it. But yeah, I'm going to have some kind of warning about missing fonts, but I don't mind, so I am just going to hit close. And I am going to create new document, so Ctrl N, Command N or File New, and I am going to go with the Full HD, which is 1920 by 1080, and I want this to be pixels, RGB 72. I have this for a web, and I'm just going to click create. Now what I'm going to do is I will go to the Freepik document, and I'm going to put this bicycle, this motorbike, and this one away, and I would like to group this background, because if I click on this I can see that not all parts are connected. So I am just going to select everything, I am going to right click and I'm going to choose group. And now I am going to drag all of this to the new document that I have created, like so. Now I will go to the Align tool, and I am going to choose Align to Artboard, and I am going to align this horizontally and align this vertically, like so. If you cannot see align layers or anything, you can go to the window and you can get them, but yeah. And now I am going to click on this, and with Alt to go from the center or option, and Shift to stay proportional, I am going to scale this. So I am going to scale this so it is going to fit like so. So maybe something like this, and this is fine. Now I will go to this document, and I'm going to get the one, and I'm going to put it to the new document. I can scale this with the Shift, so maybe something like this, maybe a little bit more. This is up to you. So I'm going to go with something like this, and now I will have to flip this. So I'm going to right click, I'm going to choose transform, I'm going to choose reflect, and I am going to choose that I want this to be vertical, 90 degrees angle. That is like this preview, and I'm just going to click OK. Now we are going to have this text inverted, but I do not want this text anyway. So I'm going to double click and I'm going to delete this, because we are going to create the text in Adobe After Effects. And now the last thing that we need to do is we need to go to the layers. I am going to have the both things, the background and the one in the layer 1. So I am going to click on the layer 1. I am going to go to these 3 lines. I am going to choose release to layers. And right now I am going to select both of them like so, and drag them outside of the layer 1. Layer 1 is right now empty, so I can delete this, and yeah. And now I am just going to save this. I am going to provide you this, and I will see you in Adobe After Effects in a moment. Alright, so right now I'm in the Adobe After Effects, and what I'm going to do is I will go to the place where I have my Illustrator file. This is the one that I'm going to provide you, and I am just going to drag it somewhere here, like so. And right now I want this to be composition, I want this to be layer size, so this should be default, and I am just going to click OK. Now I'm going to double click on this delivery composition, and it is going to open me this like so. I am going to rename my layers, so this one is going to be background, so I am going to go with enter, and I am going to call this to be BG, and this one I will go with enter, and I will go with 1. You may accidentally double click and it is going to open you this like so. In that case, just close this, and yeah. I would like to create some kind of background, because we would like this to be white, at least So I will go to the layer, I will go to the new, I will go to the solid, and I'm going to choose white color, and I do not need to change anything, so I'm just going to click OK, and I'm going to put it at the bottom like so, and I can lock this. Okay, now what I would like to do is I would like to duplicate this background. So I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to go with Ctrl D or Command D like so. And I would like to position this to the right. So I'm going to click on the BG2 or like the copy, and I'm going to go with P for the position. And what I can do is I can move the copy to the right like so. I will go back because what I can do is temporarily I can go ahead and type, for example, the stage is like 1920 by 1080, so I can type that plus 1920, for example, and it is going to position me this approximately somewhere here. Okay, that's fine. Later on we are going to like adjust this, but right now you cannot like see where is where is your background, and it's not that easy to see this. But right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this BG number 2. So I'm going to go with Ctrl D. I will get the position. And one more time I will go to this left side because this is like the X position. And one more time I'm going to type that plus 1920, and I'm going to have the duplication in here. Now I am going to collapse these backgrounds like so. And what I'm going to do is I am going to create a null object. So I will go to the layer, I will go to the new, and I'm going to get a null object like so. And now I am going to select my BG, my BG2, and my BG3, and I am going to parent them like so to this null object. Okay, there is this option toggle switches mode. This is going to switch these modes, but in both of them there should be this parent, or you can just go in the parent and choose to which layer. So I want this to be null 1, and like so. But yeah, and now what I can do is I can go to this null object, and I can go with P for the position, and I can move this like so, and I can zoom in a little bit with Control or Command and mouse wheel. And now I can go to this background number 2, I can go with position, and I can move this little bit like so, and I can put this where I want. So I am going to put it like this. Okay, this is fine. And now I am going to move my my null object like this. You can go with shift if you want to go faster. And in here I am going to go to the BG number 3. I will go to the position, and I can position this where I want. So I can put it like so, and yeah. And now I am going to collapse the backgrounds, and yeah. And now what I can do is on this null object I can position this at the beginning. I can go with the shift to go faster, so I will go like this, and I am basically going to create a keyframe on the on the null object, because right now my backgrounds are parented to the null object, and I will go to maybe 10 seconds, 9 seconds, I don't know, somewhere like maybe 9 and something, and I am going to with the shift drag this to the end like so, so somewhere like this, and yeah. And basically right now if I go with the space to preview this, I am going to have this kind of animation. Now if you want to have this animation faster, you can put this keyframe to maybe somewhere here like so, and it's going to be faster. Or if you want to have this slower, you can put it somewhere here, but I am going to go maybe with like 9 seconds, I don't know. Now we are going to animate the one, so I am going to click on this, and I'm going to go with the P for the position. And for this background, I do not want to have any async. I want this to be linear animation, so I want this to be the same speed the same time. With the one, this is going to be a little bit different, but I'm going to go to the one, I'm going to go to the position, and actually I am going to right click, and I'm going to choose separate dimension, because I would like to animate the X position separately and the Y position separately. So I am going to go with the X position, I'm going to create the keyframe, and with the shift and page down, I will move like maybe 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 50, 60 frames. I will go like maybe 50, and I am going to create new keyframe. So I'm going to add or remove keyframe at current time, and I will go to the initial keyframe, and I am going to put this to the left outside of the stage like so. One more time, you can go with the shift to go a little bit faster, so maybe something like this. And if I go with space, this is what we are going to have. But this animation, I do not want to have linear, I would like to have an easing. So the easy way is like select the second keyframe and go with F9 or right click keyframe assistant easy ease. And basically it is going to make you the easing like so. So this would be fine, but I'm going to play with the graph editor, but this is optional. You can leave this as it is, but I'm going to select both of them. I will go with F9 to convert both of them to the easing. I will go to the graph editor. I can zoom in little bit like so in here. I am going to right click, and maybe you are going to have the speed graph, but I would like to go to the edit value graph like so, and I am just going to select the first keyframe, and I am going to put this like so. So basically this means that it is going to start quickly and then it is going to end slowly, and I am going to with the shift to stay on the same line make this little bit like so. Okay, but this is this playing with the easings is optional, but we are going to have something like this. Okay, that's fine. And right now I will go to the end. And right now I will go maybe 50 frames back, so I will go with shift and page up, so 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and I am going to add or remove keyframe at the current time, and I am going to go to the last to the place where I have keyframe for the null object, and I am going to one more time add keyframe, and now I want this to like disappear, that it is going to start slowly and then it is going to go away. But first of all, I will go to this keyframe and I am going to go with shift and right arrow away like so, and I am going to select these two keyframes. I will go to the graph editor. I can zoom in little bit like so, and in here basically I want this to start like slowly, and then when it's going to go away, I would like this to be accelerating until it's go away. Maybe you are going to have in between these two keyframes where nothing is going to happen, something like this. It can happen, but it shouldn't. But in that case, you can just go with shift and put this like so. So you want to have this like the straight line, because there is no movement in between these two keyframes. But yeah, we are going to have something like this, and I can go with the space, and I am going to have this like so. Then it is going to stay for a few moments, and then it is going to go away. You can play with the timing, but yeah. Now I am going to animate the Y position, and what I'm actually going to do is I will go maybe somewhere here, and I am going to create a keyframe for the Y position, and I am going to go maybe 5 frames. So I will go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I am going to put this little bit up like so. And then what I'm going to do, I will zoom in a little bit. I am going to copy the first keyframe. I will move like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 frames, and I am going to paste this. So basically I am going to have this little jump. Okay, so it's like the road is not perfect, so the one is going to be that, but this is optional, is going to jump a little bit. Okay, and we can play with the timing. So maybe I do not want to have 5 frames, but I only want to have like 4 frames, so it's going to happen faster, because this animation shouldn't be like too long, so maybe even less. So let me put it like so. So it's going to be like this. Okay, maybe a little bit like 1 frame more, but yeah. And we can also play like how much it's going to jump. Okay, so I can go maybe with a little bit less, but yeah, you can play with this, but I am going to keep this as it is, and I am not going to play more with this. And now I can duplicate this few times, so I'm going to select all of these keyframes, Ctrl C, and I will go somewhere here and Ctrl V. And for these keyframes I do not need to have easing, and one more time Ctrl V. And basically right now I can put this to fit, and I have preview of half, like so this is going to be a little bit quicker, but yeah, this is what we are going to have, and we are going to have these little jumps like so. Now the last thing that I'm going to show you is that if I would like to have some kind of text, For example, I would like to have the text delivery. What I'm going to do is I will go to the place where I have my one on the stage. So I will go to this keyframe and I am going to get a text tool and I am going to click in here like so. And right now you have some options for the text. So I would like to get black color, maybe the font, you can play with this and so on. I just want to show you some kind of text. So I am just going to type in here delivery like so. And I can go to the selection tool and or with the shift and arrows, I can position this wherever I want. So maybe somewhere here. But now this text is not going to it's going to be always on the same place. So what I need to do is once I have my one on the correct place, and it is like in here, I am going to parent this delivery text to the one. So I'm just going to parent this like so. And right now the text is going to go with the one. And this is basically what we are going to have. You can have any text, you can even animate the text and so on, but it needs to be parented like so. But yeah, basically this is it. This is all. If anyone have been here until the end, you can write me that in the comments. That would mean a lot to me. And the last thing that I'm going to show you is how you can export this. Maybe you know, but I would like to show anyway for maybe someone who doesn't know. But yeah, so the first thing that we want to do is we are going to zoom out completely. And right now we have this animation 30 seconds, but the real animation is only like 8, 9, 10 seconds. So I do not need to have like 20 seconds of nothing. So basically I am going to get this work area and I'm going to put it somewhere here. I can hold shift so it is going to snap, or you can just go with the shortcut N and it is going to position this like so. And then I'm going to right click and I'm going to choose trim comp to work area. I can close for the moment all of this stuff like so. And if we want, we can create some kind of motion blur for the one and for the text. Motion blur is like when it's going to come in and when it's going to go away, it's going to be a little bit blurry, like the motion blur. So I'm going to go on the one and I'm going to click motion blur like so. And the same thing for the text delivery and like this. And in here you need to click this enable motion blur. It should be like automatically, but this should be selected. If you cannot see this motion blur, you can go with this toggle switches mode and you should be able to see this. But yeah, and now what I'm going to do is I will go to the file, I will go to the export, and I will go to add to Adobe Media Encoder Queue. Before of that, I would recommend you to save the project because anything can happen and you do not want to like lose your file. That's something that we should do at the beginning. But yeah, this is eventually going to open me Media Encoder and I will see you there when it happens. Okay, so right now I am in the Media Encoder and it can take few moments to open this, and it can take few moments for you to have some kind of project in here. Okay, I have the project from the past, so I am just going to remove this like so. And depending on your project, on your PC and so on, this can be empty for a few moments, but eventually this should appear in here. If not, maybe try one more time in the Adobe After Effects, go export add to Adobe Media Encoder, then you are probably going to have this in here twice, then you can remove one of them. But yeah, but in here I want this to be this H264, this is like the standard MP4. In here I do not need to change anything. There are just some video settings, but if you are like beginner, you do not want to play with them, but the default is fine. And in here you are just going to choose the place where you want to have this. So I will go to the place where I want to have this, and I'm going to create a new folder which I can call, for example, render, and I can call this to be delivery.mp4, and I'm going to click save. And I'm going to click this start queue, and it is going to start me the render. It can take a few seconds, it can take few moments, depending on the animation. But yeah, here is my animation, and yeah. And now I will go to the place where I have the render. So like this, I am going to open this. I am going to put this to repeat, and basically this is what we are going to have. So yeah, this is it. This is all. If you like this video, you can click the like. If you are not subscribed, you may consider to subscribe. But yeah, thank you very much. I hope that you are going to be able to use this in your projects. And yeah, thank you and goodbye.